My name is Karma Lukov-Neocham. I'm the theater programming coordinator for the Rotary Center for the Arts, and I'm really happy to have Jessica McMann, who is an artist performing with us as part of Body Extended on June 19th. And Jessica, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and the piece?
Yeah, my name is Jessica McMann. I'm from Cowessess First Nation in Saskatchewan. I was part of the 60 Scoop, so I was raised in Calgary, Alberta, and I now live in Cochrane, which is just outside of Calgary. I spent a lot of time living in different cities. I'm a dancer, performer, a musician, and public art curator. And my piece is a durational piece that explores my life and how it is to be an adoptee living in land that isn't my traditional homelands.
I specifically want to talk about the name of the piece. And I'm wondering if you can play the recording you have of your mother-in-law saying the title.
Yeah, so the name of the piece is in Blackfoot. She names a lot of our pieces that we do with Wildman Arts, whether it's dance pieces, dance theater for young children, all sorts of things. She'll name it for us after watching the piece. It's important for us to have the names of our work in Blackfoot. My husband is Blackfoot, and so we live in Blackfoot territory, so the naming of it is important to be Blackfoot. We only have one piece that's named in Cree, since I'm Cree. So it's important for us to have that. So she had watched the piece and had read my thesis and came up with this name about it, which translates somewhat to they have made a mess of my life. And so here's the recording of her saying that.
Wow. So obviously, I was like, I can't say that. And that was one of the things when I've seen the title written out, I thought, this is an amazing piece. And it's seems like a barrier for me. I was having a hard time that I couldn't say it. And I know you have a recording of her saying it. What does it mean to you that it's, or can you talk at all about the challenge for you to say the name of it?
Yeah, I practiced it when it first got named in 2019. And over the years, my saying of it has changed to something like this. So it's just So it's really the first few syllables that I'm tripping over and can't say correctly. And I think it's just over time, I just kept saying it my way and haven't said it the way that she says it. She's a fluent speaker, grew up speaking Blackfoot, and language reclamation is always a challenge, and we always have to be working hard at it. And over the time of COVID, I started taking language classes for my own nation and stopped practicing the Blackfoot language and started focusing on learning Cree. So perhaps that was also part of it, where I stopped trying in Blackfoot and looked more towards Cree and my own language. So it is a challenge, but we get there eventually.
Yes. And being here in the Okanagan, we're on Syilx territory, and I know I always am like, am I saying that correctly? It's really important to me that I'm trying. And we have lots of amazing people doing teaching language, the Syilx language here, and something I hope to maybe get to learn more of one day too. So can you just tell us what the title means one more time?
Yeah, so it kind of translates to they have made a mess of my life. And that really embodies a lot of what the piece is. I find it to be a very meditative piece, but also very, there's a tension and a stress in it at the same time. I started creating this piece in my master's thesis, and I was forced to situate myself as a traditional Indigenous dancer into a contemporary framework that focused a lot on Martha Graham and these other modes of creating dance that didn't sit well with me ethically. And so there was a lot of that. And then I was looking at what does it mean to be away from land, and pieces of myself scattered all over the prairies because of the 60s scoop, because of the cultural suppression of Indigenous kids being raised in white homes, and how did that pretty much scattered me all over, and how do we reconnect to land, and do we ever reconnect?
Thank you so much for sharing all of that. I really look forward to seeing you perform this piece live, not just on video, on June 19th.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it as well.